have a question. So
Okay.
you two have been together for some time, and I won't actually tell the number of years, but how do you stay together as a couple, within the music industry? Because a lot of people you see nowadays, they break up.
Well, here's what I learned. If you keep your wife with you in the group, then you're good. But if you're traveling by yourself, you're in trouble. You understand? And then the other thing is, it keeps her wondering, well, what you doing while you're on the road. So I'm saying, well, I don't want the headache. So if I'm gonna be successful, you need to, and you can sing, you might as well be on the road with me to work. And in that way, we ain't gonna have no problems. So that's what happened. So we ain't had no problem.
Welcome to KROSS BARZ, the podcast where we discuss interesting topics with alternative perspectives. I'm your co-host, Big O. I have with me.
Hey, you got Tanae in the building. And our special guest this evening is Mr. Eddie Saunders of the New Jersey Connection. Give it up for Mr. Saunders. Oh yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you guys for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
All right, so Mr. Saunders, let's get to some background and some things about you so we can get a little bit comfortable. Our audience get comfortable. Mr. Saunders, how would people know you, and what would they know you from?
Well, they would probably know me from Love Don't Come Easy. I had her song back out in 1981, but it depends on which people you're talking about. Because, there's a lot of, my biggest audience is overseas, so they definitely know me. But here in Jersey, you know how it goes. It kind of like, you make it somewhere else than your own hometown sometimes. So
very true.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Love Causes Things. It came out what, like 1981, 82?
82. Love Don't Come Easy. Mm-hmm.
Love Don't Come Easy. Okay, so I was basically an infant. All right, but at the same time, one thing we know. You know how to dance in Jersey. I want to say, we right up there in the top 5 states of knowing how to dance, because you got to dance to the house music, disco, and now we adapted into rap. But Love Don't Cost a Thing. Mr. Saunders, where are you originally from?
I'm from Newark, New Jersey. And again, Love Don't Come Easy.
Love Don't Come Easy.
Love Don't Come Easy.
But it's
Love Don't Come Easy.
Right. But it's a record called Love Don't Cost a Thing.
Oh, my bad. I apologize.
It is a record.
Love Don't Come Easy. Yes. Now, hold up. Is that something that you encountered? Love didn't come easy to you as a youngster, or was that something that was catchy or whatever? It's like, man, I've been trying. These girls in Essex County just ain't feeling the man, Eddie. Or you just said, you know what, I'm gonna tie in because sounds good. Or you got some influence from something else. Like, what was the inspiration for the song, first and foremost?
Well, here's the story. The story was, we would, how you sit around, you just talk to different people, and then there was somebody that was hurt, and it was just saying, man, love don't even come easy like this, man. Blah blah blah. I'm thinking that. And I was just like, wow, love don't come easy. And I was like, boom. And then, and in my mind, it started off like a parade in my mind. Like, I was thinking, because, when you start writing song, you start acting it out a little bit. And so I wanted to have signs with,
I get it.
So the introduction was like, I'll take it to the president, I'll take it to the governor, I'll take it to the mayor, I'll take it everywhere. It ought to be a crime for this, right? It ought to be a crime for this. Love don't come easy, And so that's what it was.
So yeah. It seems like Jay could really, because she's a, budding songwriter / poet / pod show host / educator extraordinaire. So she kind of was like, I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like I hear stuff and I'm like, oh, that's a bar. Oh, that's hot. And I leave it there. You might get you sound like you got inspiration, like it should be this hard. Man, look, I'll be like, yeah, fam, I'll just be sitting there. It shouldn't be this hard.
Right.
Okay, I got you. So now growing up in North and you had a hit song in the 80s, man, it was a lot of things going on in the early 80s. So about where North, because I'm only familiar with, you know, some of the things I hear in rap music. I remember growing up in New Jersey and they say, you know, Prince Street, Avon Ave, or, you know, South Orange Ave. And I was like, ooh, okay, these are rough spots. But when I went around there and had some family members, seemed like a pretty cool community, except for if you were in the places and they was trying to get money and you looked like you may have tried to intervene, they would actually show you there's a difference. But what about parts of Newark where you originally from?
You actually named it.
All of them?
Second one. Avon Avenue, right?
Avon Avenue.
Oh, okay. All right. I hear they got the. They got the. I hear that's where the booger spots are. Whoa! They got the spots over there. I'm not saying I ain't snitching, but I'm just saying.
No,
but
I'm right there by Avon, Springfield Avenue,
okay,
Clinton Avenue.
That's like Irvington, like right not too far.
Well, not too far, but
yeah, I got you.
I'm on Rose Terrace, which was right around the corner from Avon Avenue, right by South 10th Street.
Ellsberg, okay, I got you.
Right?
Yeah.
And right on the opposite side where I lived at on Rose Terrace, behind me was the graveyard.
Oh, okay.
So we used to play football in the graveyard, and we used to call ourselves the Rose Terrace Undertakers.
Oh, I mean that's a good name. But,
okay, all right. Wait a minute. Okay, see, now you throw some things. I'm trying to. Okay, wait, I gotta go there. So I saw a movie called The Education of Sonny Carson, and he was showing growing up in the 60s and 70s and how they had little gang sets and they would have these community park jams and then how they used to play these sporting events against other crews. So you guys played football on a graveyard. So I'm assuming there was tombstones there, right?
Grass and groom, yeah.
Tombstones. And you're playing football where the tombstones at. Like I'm trying to put this together. I'm really because I heard something. Okay.
So here's what happened. We wanted to play people to hurt them.
Yeah, that Jersey stuff. Got you.
So when we played that, it wasn't that many graves there. No tombstones there.
Okay.
It was an open field.
Okay.
But you had to know certain spots where they had the grave. You know how they have the tombstone standing up.
Yeah,
they had some tombstone in the ground.
Flat. Got you.
So we knew those spots, and we was waiting for a person to play against us and run at that certain arrow. As soon as they go right there, we hit him. Bang! Try to break his leg or arm, whatever.
Oh no.
Okay.
Damn.
All right. So
I'm glad you got into music.
Right there where the side is the graveyard. There was also like a garage there with the wall with the brick with brick. You know.
Okay.
We trying to hit.
So I'm kind of glad. I'm kind of glad you got out of trying to break legs on the football field with the Undertakers, and now you with, you know, you start writing songs. Love don't cause a thing because it looked like y'all wasn't giving anybody love.
Don't come easy.
Love don't come easy. I'm gonna
come
stop.
on, oh.
Okay, get it together. See, I don't got my pen. Okay. I could write it down right there. But
hey, so I have a question. So in saying that, growing up in Newark, and so what kind of music did you come up listening to? Like, what were your influences growing up as a kid? I'm sure on the block you heard some things. What was your, if you could answer that question first, and then I got another one. So what were your influences?
Well, you know, one of the groups were Earth, Wind & Fire was my #1 group. But then you guys I don't know if you guys know anything about Mandrill.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Mandrill was in my group. We loved, you know, Rock Creek Prague. We loved.
I'm not familiar with that one.
You heard of that? Do it in the park. Oh,
do it in the park. That's okay.
Right.
You right there to beginning parts of hip hop. Okay.
Yeah, man.
You right there.
Yeah. Also, all of the music we had, it wasn't no particular stars. Everybody had their music, and we were able to appreciate good music.
Yeah.
You know, but nowadays you can't appreciate it because you got certain people who going to get more radio play than the others.
Gotcha.
And so one person is like the bigger star than everybody else. when we was coming up, you know, even Charlie Wilson, you know, they was doing their thing, but they was the other group he was in, you know.
Charlie Wilson was in the Gap Band, right?
Yeah, the Gap Band.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I was about to say you was in another group. I was like, whoa, you about to school me?
No, the Gap Band.
Okay, cool.
Then you know, it was like you wanted to do like what's his name, like Stevie Wonder. You had so many. You even had the Average White Band.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
ABW.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
all these different groups, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So those are your influences. So if you could say the soundtrack, if you could name me the 3 top songs that you would say was the soundtrack to your life, give me 3 songs that you think were like the soundtrack to your life. 3 of your favorite songs, the things that kind of like to say, yep, that was when I was doing that, and that could be that, and that could be that. Give me 3.
Well, it was one song. It was one song. Well, first of all, it's really hard to say because it was just so many songs that inspired you.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of hard to be honest, because
I just thought about
I got like 5 or 6 right in my head already. You know.
Okay, well, go ahead. Give me those.
Oh man. It's Sarah Smile. I love that record. All Notes.
I've got to go for that.
Yeah. Earth, Wind, and Fire. You can do Reason. You can do Getaway. It's so many songs. You know.
Gotcha.
So it's a hard question for me.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. That's fair.
And when I was listening to that question, I said, yeah, because I was trying to think for myself, and I said, yeah, that's very difficult. Let's give you an era from 78 to 82. Tell me, what were you listening to in that time period? Because like I know from being an infant, you know, I know Teddy Pendergrass was on, like he was fish grease hot. Michael Jackson was off the wall. Absolutely. And he was about to get into Mike, you know, Zipper Mike, you know, that's Jacket Mike. Album. And then during that time period, Marvin Gaye just passed in 1980, but he was still coming. He had that Sexual Healing. And then you still had some, you know, some people that was on the borderline, you know, like Colonel Abrams. I think that was one of the guys during that time period.
Abrams.
Well, see, the problem is you guys still ask me a hard question because
that era.
That I'm saying is a lot of groups during that time. Like you left out Curtis Mayfield.
No, hold on. Curtis Mayfield was the man, but from 78 to 82, Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah.
Hey man, I'm just trying to tell you. You got Curtis. You had D Train. I mean, it's just too many groups, man.
Hey, that's Colonel Abrams. He was in D Train.
All right.
But I was in a club head. See.
Oh, gotcha.
So what I'm saying, and then I'm gonna tell you something that you're gonna freak out about. I really didn't like Teddy Pendergrass.
Whoa. Hey, everybody have their preference.
Right. I didn't like Teddy Pendergrass.
He fell off the moon.
Yo. I was about to go to another play.
I wasn't into all of that.
Let me
talk you. Dun, 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 dun. I wasn't into that. I had to have you had to sing because here's what I'm saying.
Okay,
you gotta understand. And this is what I try to share with people. Here you go. Check it out. Okay. You got a difference between a singer versus a band kind of background. So I'm more of a musician. So everything had to tie in with me. Like if you singing a song, then the instrument got a hit. See, and that's what I'm saying. That's what made a lot of songs go, you know, happen.
Okay.
Right.
Now I'm gonna throw you a question. I'm gonna throw you a question where you can answer, but it's gonna be hard.
Okay.
If you had, because we're talking about musicianship.
Okay.
Because you know, right now we have the thing called verses that this younger younger people put together, and they have bands and artists go against each other. So I'm gonna give you 2, and I want you to know. I'm gonna take Earth, Wind, and Fire out the mix because I already know you said that was the, you know, you like them. You kind of mentioned them a couple of times, but if I put Sly and Family Stone up against Ohio Players in musicianship, who you going with?
I'm going with Sly and the Family Stone.
Ohio.
Over Ohio players.
I'm going to Sly and the Family Stone easy. That's easy.
He said that.
Oh, that was easy.
That's easy.
That's his question.
Yeah. Now listen to this. Listen to this. It's a song that Sly and the Family Stone did. It says "Stand." You heard that song?
Yes, I heard it.
All right. After they do that, and it go stand, stand, stand. Right. And then they break out and.
Yeah, okay.
Funky, baby.
Oh, they was getting them,
man. Come on, that's
Ohio
easy.
players, them high horns was there.
They didn't do nothing but that.
Hey, he's a drummer.
They talking about some lip-sticking. Talking about baby. I don't want to hear that all day. That's all they did.
Listen,
I'm saying to each his own.
Let me say this. Let me say this, Mr. Saunders.
Go ahead.
The views and opinions of Eddie Saunders are those of Eddie Saunders. I want no problems. I want no problems. I don't want to hear it. That's Ohio.
Just compare the song. Now name the songs that they really had out there. Right? Okay. Now, if you said slide, if you want me to stand down, know what? Woo! Come on now. What song Ohio players got with that other than Sweet Sticky Thing? Sweet Sticky, Earth, Wind, and Fire kind of bite. They bit off Earth, Wind, and Fire. Like what do they got?
I got you.
What do they got? They don't have nothing.
Okay.
Right.
Listen.
All right. So hey, I seen him banging. I see you banging now. Just now, Mr. Saunders. So I feel like there's some drums in your background because you was funk what you was playing. You're a drummer. You're a keyboard player. What instruments do you play?
Well, you named them. A little percussion, drums. I played a little bit of piano. I played the bongos and congas, that stuff, timbales, that thing. I can even play a little bit of guitar. I'm not great, but I touch on it.
Okay. Your favorite? Do you have a favorite instrument, or you just like them all? Do you have one you kind of like lean towards more than the other?
My favorite is stuff that is easier for me. I like the easy route. So I like to play the bongos, that way I don't have to burn out. You know what I'm saying? I can play the keyboards and drums and all that stuff, but now as you get older, you're moving your body and playing drums is like running track. Believe it or not. Yeah, because you got to use both of your legs.
Moving your arms,
your legs.
Simple.
Okay. You done touched on some stuff real quick because I didn't even realize that you said the bongos, and I'm thinking of the time period bongos song. Were you familiar with the Last Poets? Because I always hear them play the bongos and stuff while they do their poetry. Yeah. Okay, and you're around a certain age of Amir Baraka from Newark as well, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right. So that's why I was like, okay, I remember listening to Last Poet and I heard the I don't know if they're bongos or congos. I'm not so
congas.
First. Yeah.
Congas.
The
congas. I just call them congos, and they said no, it's not Congo, it's conga.
The conga.
Like, okay. Sorry.
Absolutely. We have a program where a gentleman down here in Charlotte, he has Drums for Life. Give him a shout out. But he actually creates drums, and they have a drumming performance every Saturday. And I'm like, he teaching them drumming, and I'm looking at it. And when you say it's a workout, because I remember performing with them some years ago, and I was like, yo, so how long we doing this? Because they be doing it for 20 and 30 minutes straight. And I'm like, yo, this is for real. And you see like people swearing, like, I was like, all right, I was just on thumbs because my hands got numb and everything. I was like, yo, this is different. Yeah, man. And it was, it was more or less like a feel. It wasn't even anything played. And I was like, how do you know what to play? He's like, I go with the feel. And I was like,
but you got to cheat a little bit too. You got to know how to cheat. So
how do you cheat, sir?
Cheat?
Yeah, cheat. When you're playing, like in other words, you get a solo. You got to get your space, right? And then after you get your little space, you also have it where, like, for example, and that's why I was saying musicians. Like, say, for example, the song is like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, don't mind my dog. He's making noise.
Okay, he look like he want to be involved.
Right. And so say while you grooving, right? Dum dum dum. So you could just play that dum 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 dum.
Okay, all right. So I see how you grooving. So when we gotta get, because we gotta stay on track, because you know I'm deviating a little bit. So now, some of the people who influenced you told us. So you know you like the Earth, Wind and Fire, you like Sly and Family Stone.
Right.
Okay, you kind of play a little everything, jack of all trades. You know what, you need that, I could do it. You know, sound like a musician slash hustler. Like, look, what you need me? What you need in it?
Yeah,
I can get in there and do that.
But you know what happened? It's not even about just that. It's about you got to fit in. You got to get in where you fit in at.
Okay.
And sometimes people don't always need a keyboard player or drummer or what you call it. They just need you to what you call it. So that's what it is. Now I got somebody that's going to come in because I've been asking her to be a part of what I'm doing, and it's my beautiful wife, because I want y'all to what you call it. Come on over here, honey. You got your lipstick on? You know, the women be like, I don't have no lipstick on. Say hi, this is my beautiful wife.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, how you doing, man? Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I see your work. Mr. Saunders.
See my work?
Oh, yeah. Wait a minute. I'm just like, you got you a young woman.
Yes,
okay. Oh, that old man over there. Got you a young tenderoni here. Okay. I see what you're doing.
Okay. Give me a few seconds. I got to get some water.
Okay, we're gonna talk to Miss Saunders. Can we do that?
There you go. Go ahead, honey.
Okay, Miss Saunders, man, it's a pleasure to meet you. Okay.
Welcome to KROSS BARZ.
Welcome to KROSS BARZ. So we were just talking about Mr. Saunders and his smash hit back in 1982. I wasn't born yet, but love don't come easy.
Love don't
come easy.
That's
so
right.
when you heard the song, was that about you? Because I'm gonna start some trouble. He was like, man, this shit beat is hard. I heard he's a baker. He's a professional baker.
Well, see, that question you have to ask him, because he could say it was about me, but that really has to come out of his mouth.
Oh, you ain't gonna go something. I gave you the alley-oop. You could have dunked it. You could have dunked it like, I had to make it work.
Wait.
Oh, you
want to know.
Oh, yeah.
He want to know.
Okay. All right. So, he said that you sing. Are you? What are you more into? Gospel, R&B, contemporary?
Well, I love gospel, but I love music. I just love music. I love jazz. I love all types of music. Music is music.
Okay. So now music is music. Who would be your influences musically? And you can't give me more than 3, because he went off on a tangent. I was like, all right.
Well, I'm just gonna go way back. I'm gonna go way back.
See how far back.
I'm just talking about the Trailblazers. I'm talking about Aretha Franklin.
Oh, okay, we did.
Vocals like crazy, So you're talking about Gladys Knight back there. These are the real true singers. And my husband hit on something a little earlier, that these are the people that the young people are mimicking. When you hear them make runs and sing, that all comes from those older singers. And they, nothing is new right now. Not to say that you're not creative, but people we're in this thing where everybody wants to mimic another person instead of being original. But those are the voices.
Yeah.
Did you
go ahead.
Good answer, honey.
Okay. No, I was just saying, I know you sing. Did you ever sing in any groups before? Did you ever try to pursue, music on your own?
Oh, absolutely. I've done a lot of opening acts too. I've been working with Eddie for a long time, but he would, I had groups that I sang with, like Spirit. Let me just say, it was a group called Spirit. Oh, I love this group. It was 2 guys and myself, and we did a lot of singing together. But I had an opportunity to sing with local bands, around, the state. But opening acts too, like opening for the Manhattans, background singer for Whitney Houston. So, I've done a few things.
Rosie.
Okay. Rosie, nothing compares to you. And then also you said Scott. I for some odd reason Spirit, excuse me.
Spirit.
I'm thinking Sounds of Blackness. Was it something similar to that?
Well, no. Spirit had such a gospel feel. They all came from church, but they had a soulful sound, a real soulful sound.
Okay.
So can I intervene? So what happened was, so I heard her sing. And so I was like, whoa, who in the world is this girl here and looking good? Like you said, little young.
I see you. Yeah. I just heard her singing. Nah, you was good.
So I'm trying to follow her. So I'm like, hey, can I speak to you, Baba? She wouldn't give me a time of day, dude.
As you must, and she said you was a musician.
She would give me a time of day.
That's exactly why I didn't do it, because
that's right.
So I was like, yo, so every week. So then I said, well, you know what? Forget about everything else. Money's to talk. So I said, hey, I'm in the studio. I'm doing some different records. And she was like, I'll bite like a fish. So I was like,
horrible, right?
She down. So I said, look, I'm gonna be in New York at the studio called INS Studios. You know, we're gonna go there, we're gonna record. I can come get you. She said, no problem. I said, I'm gonna give you a certain amount of money. She said, no problem. I gave her the most. So I was like, next thing you know.
I did most of the work, so he paid me more.
Say that. That's right. Claim it, queen.
So she came in.
Laying all those tracks. Okay, go ahead. You don't finish. Go ahead.
So she came in and she got busy. After that, it was cool, you know? And so now I did a big show. I had her singing. And so now I'm thinking she's going to go ahead and work with me at this point. So I did this big show and I'm saying, come on, let's go out to eat now. Her sister told her, go out to eat with the guy, because she's like, told me no again. I was like, what is wrong with this girl? I mean, so she gave me a hard time for 2 years.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, you persistent. Oh, goodness.
He was persistent, yeah.
Oh, man. Hold on, what's going on? Wait a minute. Excuse me, Miss Saunders. What did you see in the man that you said, nah, I can't be going out with Eddie, because I already know. He got a reputation. Did he have a reputation with the lady?
It's just that, you know, you're just a little cautious. And
he's a musician.
I'm out on the scene with musicians and different artists, and everybody, it's a stage and everybody's acting. So I want to know what's real, you know. That's a song. I want to know what's real.
Bars.
Yo, I want to know. Y'all just making up songs. I just want to know what's real.
We're going to write that for next.
Okay. We might make a song now. I don't know if I might say something. I might trigger.
So now here's the problem. 2 years, I'm like, give me a break. I'm begging you for 2 years. So now I'm saying, you see who I am. Like, come on, woman. So finally, she gave me a shot to let me take her out. Then she'll tell me to meet her somewhere. I go there, and then I'm thinking I'm gonna bring her home. I'm giving her and she's like, no, my brother gonna bring me home. What the?
Don't be surprised.
I'm giving her a little kiss.
Wait, this is what some of the young girls should know. You know, I'm valuable. And
say that.
You know what I'm saying?
Bars.
You understand what I'm saying? And sometimes we don't treat ourselves as if we're valuable. And so,
come on.
A woman of substance.
I have a question. So you two have been together for some time, and I won't actually tell the number of years, but how do you stay together? And yeah, let's want to. But how do you stay together as a couple, you know, within the music industry? Because a lot of people you see nowadays, they break up. So what keeps you together? You know, New Jersey Connection doing this thing, and I'm sure there's females around and all that. What keeps you together?
Well, here's what I learned. If you keep your wife with you in the group, then you're good. But if you're traveling by yourself, you're in trouble. You understand? And then the other thing is, it keeps her wondering, well, what you doing while you're on the road? So I'm saying, well, I don't want the headache. So if I'm gonna be successful, you need to, and you can sing, you might as well be on the road with me to work. And in that way, you know, we ain't gonna have no problem. So that's what happened. So we ain't had no problem. But I've talked it over with her because we were supposed to go out on the road years ago. She didn't want to do it. And so I waited for her. I just made it simple. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna wait for you to let me know when you're ready to do it.
About 10 years.
And so I've been talking to her, let's go. And finally the last 4, 5, well, we only been doing the road stuff now for only 4 years. And so far, when we first started in 6 months, we went to London. And then the next year, following year, we went to France.
Yeah.
Is that with the New Jersey connection?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
So
on top, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Now, I was just asking, so I know that was New Jersey connection there. So are the same members still in the band, or do you have new members? Is there a...
Well, we got two new members now, right? We got two new members.
Okay.
You know, so yeah.
Yeah, because that was a long time ago, so I'm sure people, yeah.
Right, because the original group was like my cousin, her, another young lady, and a couple of people, but they passed away, you know, and then some folks, you know, we just outgrew each other. But see, me and her got married.
Okay.
We got married. And
So the group can never break up. Y'all got married.
You know
That's a New Jersey connection.
There you go. Hey, and after that, after that, she's been sweating me ever since.
Yeah, that's what I like that. That's like that. Say, yeah, she been sweating me.
I can't get
everything. Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, yeah, so absolutely.
No, listen to the lyrics of some of those songs. You'll know who's sweating who.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, he like, you know, it shouldn't be this hard. He told me. He told me before he got here. He said, man, it shouldn't be this hard. I said, that's how you get the lyrics? He said, no, it wasn't about my life. And he just looked. I said, oh, okay. Yeah, I ain't gonna tell on him, but he gave me a look like it wasn't about me. I said, oh, okay.
And
so now
to answer some of the questions that Tanae said, we are creative. In his house, it's so easy. He gets a beat in his head. He hears the music 5 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning. He hears it. And he'll start the lyrics off and he'll tell me to piggyback on his lyrics, but it's in the house. And it's so easy to create because it's here. You don't have to go out and find somebody else to write the lyrics. You don't have to find somebody else to play the piano. It's here. So you got to use it while it's here, you know, so it's so easy to create here.
So you use your gift. Okay.
Yes.
And so I have a quote really quick, and then I'm gonna pass it to you. And you just kind of tell me, this is a quote from Quincy Jones, okay? And it says, if architecture is frozen music, then music must be liquid architecture. How you feel about that? What is that? It kind of set in my, kind of hit me deep, and I really, really like that. So one more time, if architecture is frozen music, then music must be liquid architecture. Wow.
They go hand in hand. Wow. You build, wow.
It's just gonna be, it's gonna be like unfrozen, so you can get it. You get a chance to take that ice and structure it to make the building. You know what I'm saying? But it'll be like ice cubes. You know.
Wow.
Right, and liquid is just fluid, so music is supposed to flow. It's supposed to be
absolutely.
Awesome.
Wow.
All right. Oh, what you got? Oh,
I got some stuff down. I want to know, what are some of the things that you have going on right now currently that maybe the listeners could maybe attach to you guys, or even kind of, you know, look you guys up and to support?
Answer that, Bert.
Oh, well, we're on YouTube. We have several things that's out on Apple Music, Amazon.
What's the names so we can support? Make sure we support.
Dance With You is one of our latest songs that's out. Dance With You, and we're about to drop the remix on Dance With You. But everyone's loving it. Yes, Dance With You. One of the other songs is Respect Me. Dance is another one, and Describing Love. Describing Love.
Describing Love.
Yes.
Describing
Love. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Love Don't Come Easy.
And Love Don't.
Love Don't Come Easy.
Love Don't.
And Love Don't Come Easy.
Listen, it's a lot of love in there now. Listen, don't be making your own grandbabies now. All right, now.
We got a song called Rubber Doll.
Rubber Doll.
Rubber Doll. Okay, this is getting real interesting.
Okay,
hey,
Rubber Doll.
Can we get Mr. Saunders in the camera a little bit more?
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Listen. It was okay because we already know who the looker in the family is. I'm just gonna put it out. Yeah. Listen. You're married up, brother, and you did a good job. You did a good job. So now that you know you have some things that you have right now, that people can support and they can do. So what is it still the passion? Because, you know, you're talking about 40 years. 40 years of musicianship and I'm just being honest. I haven't just figured out this life, and I've been on earth 40 years and I'm still figuring things out. So y'all did a genre of music for 40 years. So I'm saying, how are you guys going to evolve? And or are you saying, you know what, we're gonna stay in this one little lane and this is what our pocket is? Or are you saying, you know what, we're going to expand? Because, you know, I'm feeling a little bit, you know, creative.
Well, first of all, we gotta find ourselves, and we just started looking. See what I'm saying? So once you start looking, you got to figure out where you're going, because so far we haven't really been to the point where we can actually say, you know, we experienced it, so we tired of it, or we can stop the run. We just started the run, so we only started the run for 4 years, and we only been to like 2 places, even though we went to 3 different areas, but we only been to 2 places. So we want to expand.
Which was, where'd you go to? I know you guys went overseas.
So we just went to London and France. So now we getting ready to go to Brazil. We getting ready to go to different other areas, and we getting job offers from other places. But we just trying to get with what you call it.
Okay, Miss Saunders, you want to let him go to Brazil because you know he's a musician, right?
No, she going with me.
All right.
I have my passport.
Big O,
say that. I hear you.
Big O, troublemaker.
Yeah, he's trying to.
No. I'm telling you for the fact. I told my wife before we got married, I said, look, if we get married, I'm not going to Brazil. I heard stories. My friends came back with a DVD and said, this is what we was doing. I said, I ain't going there. I was like, I got a wife. I ain't going there. Listen.
So I'm going, well, you don't have to go to Brazil to see everything. Everything is over here. So,
absolutely.
So I'm going to Brazil. Germany.
Listen, on some historical stuff, they took the slave ships, they docked in more ports in Brazil than anywhere else in the northern southern hemisphere. So they beautiful on a different type, on a, the motherland type level. Yeah. So that's why I was like, I seen some stuff. I was like, wait a minute, hold up, you get one of those for what? I was like, asking my wife, listen, I don't know if I'm prepared. I'm not so like ready. I'm not in that level. But he's on the husbandry list. He's probably on the sixth level, and that's the highest level you get to. Me, I'm like on the 4th, maybe 3rd. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm independent, but I need a chaperone. I'm just putting it out there. You already know I don't really got a sense like that, so I do need a chaperone. I'm just putting it out.
Don't listen to it.
Yeah. So, but let's get more into this music now.
Big O, come on, you need us on this show then, Big O. We have to.
Absolutely. Okay. Absolutely.
We have to help you out.
Listen, I grew up with. Listen, I grew up with
counseling after KROSS BARZ.
I grew up with
counseling after
women all around me. You know what I mean? So at first I thought I was a player. Then I realized I had no game. And I felt like people just felt sorry. I'm like, listen, man, I'm gonna just be your girlfriend, so you don't have to go around saying stuff like that. Like I think that's how my game was. Thank you, thank you. I think that's really
just pray for him.
That's it. I don't know what's going on, but at the same time, they say they get players back by having daughters, and I got 2 daughters, so I'm just.
We're gonna help you out.
Yeah, thank you.
That's why he's a teacher. That's why he's a teacher and not a musician.
Yeah, no, hold up. I had aspirations of being a rapper one time, but KRS-One came out with
rapper. I said musician. That's 2 different things.
Whoa, we're not going to disrespect that. We're not disrespecting that. They are musicians as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're artists. They're artists.
You going to say Drake is not a musician?
They're musicians. Who did you say?
Drake, Wyclef Jean, is he a musician?
Yeah, there are musicians. There's some that are musicians, but you're not.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't gotta say that.
Oh, so get along with the music. All right, so we're gonna keep it with moving. Do this connection. We're gonna bring it back in. But no, honestly, I did some research and since you're here, and I've seen that you had done some vocals way back for Raven Simone on an album years ago. I want to say it was called. I wrote it down. But yeah, so I did see your name on there and another one of your family members' name on there. How was that, experience? And who else have you worked with besides, just
Oh, it was really, really interesting to be in the studio with her mom, and Raven's a ball of energy, a ball of light. But Eddie brought that to fruition. Everything came from him. And he brought us in as vocals, and he worked with them. And actually, Eddie was responsible for her getting that music deal with that record company. She went through Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah, and people don't realize that she's other songs that she's put out. If I was looking for it, she started really, really young, but she's done a little music here and there throughout her time. But most people know her for acting, but I didn't even know that she had that when she was a kid. She was rapping on the album, so shout out for that. Appreciate that. So with New Jersey Connection, and it was on. The song "Love Don't Come Easy" was on Carnival Records, and that's what the Manhattans was on that one. And then as I looked at your discography, there were some other things on there. I didn't even know who MC Roscoe was, but you did some things on there with MC Roscoe back in the day, and Electric Smoke. What's Electric Smoke? Can you tell us about that? I've seen that.
It's another group.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It's a whole other. So what was that was before or is it the same time as New Jersey Connection?
It was the same time New Jersey Connection. No, we were just working, man. So back in the day, I mean, I can tell, like you look on my discography, there's a lot more than who I work with, but it's just that I just didn't mention them because it's just like it's just so many groups that I can kind of like tell you, and I'm like, okay, I did this one, I did this one. You see Della Robinson on there. Yeah. You're gonna see.
Yeah, I see Della Robinson.
You're gonna see.
I also see. Let's see.
Who else was up? I forgot who else.
MC Roscoe. It was a young lady.
Taste.
Yeah, he
Exotic
was
Taste.
Taste. Very good sound.
Then you're gonna see me with Derek Gibbons of the Gibbons Kids. I did some gospel stuff, but I also work with this young lady, Cynthia Wilson. I just work with a lot of different people.
Yes.
Marlon.
And he's done some things with Cuba Gooding and
Senior.
Gwen Guthrie.
Gwen Guthrie.
Gwen Guthrie. That was the one I seen.
She's a powerhouse. She's a singer, but Eddie's worked with many people.
Yeah. So now, on New Horizon, are you trying to get some of these young whippersnappers, or are you saying, you know what, I'm gonna stick to our seasoned veterans?
I'm dealing with seasoned veterans because the young people, they're good, but they're headaches. I don't really want. I'm too old for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like no.
What happened to
patience?
No disrespect. What happened to patience?
No, listen to me. It's not about patience now. It's about understanding. It's about common sense. No, it's about common sense. Like I have a group. No, it's real simple.
Yeah.
You have a group. You have a group, and you say, okay, look, I'm gonna pay you this amount of money you never seen before. All you have to do is come to rehearsal. We got to rehearsal this day, and we got to rehearsal that day. We getting ready to jump aboard the plane. Okay. Now you see that it's going down. That's simple. That's all. Learn your parts. Boom, boom, boom. When they come, they got to come late.
Oh.
Okay. They got to tell you what they think. And it's not like you don't want to be patient, but they don't understand the seriousness behind it.
Yeah.
And the respect. Exactly. And then my situation is I got to book everything. I got to make sure you're getting your money. Yeah. I got to make sure the money's there before we go. It's just too much for me. And then you want to aggravate me. And then it's like, oh, I know this, you know this. So it's like, okay, well, let me back away from you because if you know it, then I'm not going to say it. So you can't work with me. So I'll be putting people out because I don't have any patience.
Hey, no holds barred.
Yeah, you out.
It is no waste, no time. Okay.
No, because they keep I can't use that all the time. And then it's like, you're working with me and it's like no respect. And it's like, come on, give me a break. Like you work with me because I'm assuming you think I know a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But when you talk to me and disrespect me, then you make me feel like, well, I'm not intelligent, or you don't believe my leadership can be valuable, you know? So at that, I quit.
Yeah.
Can't do it.
Well, during the time period where you were had a hit single, and during that early 80s, I would like to say, like, there was a couple of groups where, you know, it resonates with me. So like the Emotions, you know, they did a resurgence. Listen, I'm a music connoisseur.
I think you struck a nerve. Oh,
The Emotions, the Emotions, you know, the Jones Sisters, you know, and and also the Pointer Sisters. I think one just recently passed.
Honeycomb.
Yeah. So even I had some relatives, they had a little short stint. I told them I'm gonna give a shout out, you know, Lots of Love. I said, what? Lots of Love? That was the name of their group. I said, man, we knew we wasn't going nowhere with that name. But I remember looking at their photo shoot and everything, and I was like, man, they were on their way. They had some Sassoon jeans on, and they was looking finer than ever. And I was like, man, I'm gonna be related to somebody famous. And then it was just like, you know, I got older. It was like, that wasn't, I don't think that was the name. That wasn't it. And you got to have like a little name. So I'm just thinking about in the future, you know, if I became a star, would you be able to produce me? Because now they're saying you don't really have to sing. You could put some auto-tune over me or something. Is that a possibility?
In a sense, yes, but a lot of times, no. A lot of people keep saying
so you're killing my dream.
You gotta have some type of.
Listen, bro.
Gotta have a little something.
Listen, I got everything except the singing. I got the moves. I could do the raindrops, and I could go to sound. I have a friend in high school. Her father was one of the members of the Delphonics, and I was like, yo, they're doing shows, you know, around and everything. And I was like, yo, if you need a member in the background, just don't have me sing, turn my mic off, and I could do all the moves. You know what I mean? I get a powder blue, like, you know, suit and everything. And so that's why I was like, you know, if you could do something for me, I got all the moves. I could do everything to look.
Here's the problem with that, Big O. Here's a problem. The reality is, you want to get paid, and you want to get paid the same amount of money the other guys get paid.
I'm not really that. I just want to be in front, like, you know, like, and then I could do this, and I could point, and I could do like that.
You can do whatever you want.
I don't even know which one. I've seen so much. I'm so influenced by everything. So I got the Colonel Abrams. I could wear the shoulder pads. You get the best, and I got that going on. Then, you know, we can just go there. I could do the Jeffrey Osborne. Can you woo woo woo? Like, it's different ones I want to go. Like, it's like I'm turning to all these different musicians that was really influencing me. And that span what you talking about, because you hurt me when you said, you know, you wasn't feeling Teddy. But I can say, okay, you might have been, you know, in light skin mode, like, because the light skin dudes was coming on around that time. The Howard Hewitt, like, light skin back. Howard Hewitt with the curl, remember his curl was right. Like, he just.
So here's my thing. If I had to listen to the songs, right, and check this out. Okay, here's the deal. You got Donny Hathaway. Right? Yeah. Listen to me. And you got Teddy Pendergrass. I'm not listening to Teddy Pendergrass. I'm not going to.
Excuse me. Listen, the views and opinions, that is an Eddie Saunders. Okay, wait. We're not going to compare Teddy and Donny Hathaway. What the world's going on?
It's a different understanding. Because Teddy Pendergrass, to me, listen, I'm not sure. You could have been, but have you ever been in church before?
Yes, I've been to church.
All right, so now you go to church.
I was a Tremaine Hawkins and a Clark sister fan.
No, listen to me.
I don't believe it.
You go to church.
Yeah, okay, come on.
If you go to church,
all right,
then those guys that's playing those keyboards hitting those chords a certain way.
Okay.
Now, while they're hitting them a certain way, then you got a Dorinda Clark who can hit those notes and follow those
chords.
Listen, the Clark system. We got the clouds and body clouds of joy. We got all that. I got you.
I'm trying to show something to you.
Okay, hold on.
And then you listen to a Teddy Pendergrass, and he's just a straight note. He's not a mover. He's just a when you and when you talk. I don't want to hear that all day. I don't want to hear that.
That was mainly for the women.
Turn off the light, turn them off. Right, I got you. That's what you got to do.
He fell off the moon again.
That's not my guy. That's not my guy.
Respect.
That's not my guy.
That's not his guy.
Now you hear Stevie Wonder sing. and what you call it, Stevie Wonder hitting all those things. You see, so it's a different taste. So now it's a because Stevie Wonder's a chord progressionist.
Yeah.
And he's a piano player.
So good.
You understand music different. And that's not to say that that person is not good, but what I'm saying is you got different type of taste of music.
Yes.
And so all I'm saying is my thing was, in order for me to play and understand the chord structure of what musicians do, and then you got a singer who's going to sing the same chord structure that, it's a different kind of understanding versus it's a straight chord, doom, and it's like, okay, it's not challenging to me.
Yes.
So I need more of a challenge. It's not to say
Gotcha.
I'm gonna put him down. I'm just saying he wasn't the guy that I was following, because I needed to follow somebody that had different things that's gonna blow your mind. And then when you go home, you're gonna be like, yo, what the heck did he just do?
Okay.
Yeah, you like the color. You like the color. The song.
The guy just
you want some song with some color in it, and that's not easy to do. If you're a singer, you really have to rehearse and practice and listen to the chords and the music. And every genre is different. Gospel's different from jazz. Jazz is different from blues. And you have to really listen to that. I mean, it's an art. Like I was saying earlier, it's really an art form, and it's not easy. And I know Gladys Knight, I heard her say on some interview that she's not one who riffs a lot. You know, she was like, that's not my thing. I don't do a lot of riffs. That's her style. So people who really like, and then there's some people that like, Patti LaBelle. Right. And there's some people that don't like Patti LaBelle because it's like strings. She hollers, I don't know. She has vocals, but she's too much of this. So everybody has their own thing, but it's definitely an art, knowing how to follow those chords and be in the pocket, say the riff, lead the song. It's an art. It's definitely an art, and I can attest to that.
The best Gladys Knight song was "Makings of You" from the soundtrack of Claudine and a remake of Curtis Mayfield. Because Curtis Mayfield, he was good, but Gladys made it better. I said it.
I like neither one of us is my favorite Gladys.
But see, here's the thing.
They was the Makers of You.
They was basic singers, so I can hear that. But then when you have a Whitney Houston that can do the rainbows, then it's like, okay, no contest. And then what she did was she did pop songs. Hey, I want to dance with somebody. I want to build a heat with somebody, right? And then it was like Black and white people love it. Same thing with Michael Jackson. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He making noise with his voice. He wasn't a great singer, but he was a great entertainer. Yeah, which allowed him to be great because not only was he singing, right? He understood the music, but he understood how to do his rhythm. Yeah. And then on top of the rhythm, then he's dancing, and they got moves, and then he's, all of that. He's like he's sitting there like, and then
I know where he was going with that.
Then he said, okay, let me create a video that's gonna look like a movie. Nobody was doing that. Okay. Understand? So that's
Thriller, 1980.
Right. And then my guy now, you got all of these singers out here.
Hold on, you said your guy now. Who's your guy now? Yeah, come on, tell me now. Don't leave me in suspense now.
No. Let me get it all out. So my guy now, who's out here now, you got all of these singers out here, but I love me some Charlie Wilson. That's a bad boy. That's a bad boy.
Okay, big.
He's relevant.
Look at his face.
That's just like me saying, like, the new guys that I like right now, I like Nas. Like, hold up, fam. He from back then. He been out since the 80s.
But he's relevant.
I dropped the bomb on you, came out in like 83.
That's why it's the difference between musicians and then you just got a person who's just observing and just saying, boom. See, now you the young guy.
I'm the young guy.
I'll
take that. I'll take that.
The understanding of what I'm saying. See, I'm telling you, he's so relevant that when you're talking about an old guy, and I'm saying, yeah, he's an old guy, but he's still carrying that torch. Oh, yeah. And he's still got it. He's still right now, all of his records, he's killing them. Everybody know Charlie Wilson right now. And a lot of people back in the day, like you got these groups people that didn't know who the Gap Band was. Right?
No, we all knew who they were.
No. I didn't say you didn't know. I said you got a lot of people who didn't.
I'm not doing that. Come on.
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised.
That's what I'm saying. Like I'm a musician, so I talk to people about the Gap Band, and they be like, the Gap Band. I say Charlie Wilson, and said, oh, I know Charlie Wilson.
Was with the Gap Band.
He's with the Gap. They don't know. But see,
that means you're talking to somebody that was born after 2000 about music. That you shouldn't be doing. That's just awful.
No.
If you did that, that's just bad.
It's just like
they start with New Edition, and you be like, okay, got it.
Okay, so like for example, here's a group that a lot of people don't know. Like, do you remember the 5 Stair Steps?
I remember the song "Stairway to Heaven."
See what I'm saying? You don't know.
Yeah. No.
You don't know.
It's a world of fantasy.
Right. Okay. Then you have 5. Then you have the Ponderosa Twins.
I know Ponderosa, the restaurant.
Right. Then you have like now all of these groups were the same as the Jackson 5.
No, but you're in that era. You lived it. I didn't, so I can only go on the court.
So my case is dismissed. Right. That's what I'm telling you.
Wait, hold on.
Okay, go ahead.
So
you said Charlie.
Moving on to the next question.
Oh man, I'm about to get him with the Eddie LeBert now. I was gonna get him.
No.
Yeah, I was gonna get him with the Eddie and the Ron Owsley. Hold up, like Ron Owsley, he looking sexy out here. He bringing pop-pops back alive. He you know what I'm saying? I heard that old man made some ladies wish for younger days. I'm gonna switch that line up. Yeah, I seen
he's a smart guy. He's a smart guy.
He making them wish for younger days. Tell me, Miss Saunders, was people wishing for younger days when they seen this gentleman walk on that stage?
No, that's the past. I love, but listen, that's the past. And when he was talking about Charlie Wilson, look at these singers that last and stand the test of time. They're still here. You get the young group, they're here for a couple of months, one hit maybe, and you don't hear from them anymore. Because like you said, you don't know the history. You don't know how to look into the music history. These are singers. You're talking about Donny Hathaway. These are singers. Stevie Wonder, these are singers. And listen to the lyrics of the songs. You're talking about stuff that makes sense and not, oh boy, I don't even want to repeat some of the lyrics that I hear now.
You're right. We won't do that. Now, question, real quick. I'm gonna go. I promise you, Jay. I promise you. I apologize. Now, real quick, Miss Saunders, this one is for you. Now, if you had to pick two, because we gave. Oh, excuse me, Miss Saunders. This one is for you. I gave one to Mr. Saunders earlier. The Ohio Players.
I'll be right back.
The Ohio Players versus Sly and Fame Song. He just said Sly. It was like no question. Now I'm gonna give you one. Okay. Angela Bofield versus Phyllis Hyman. Who are you taking?
Angela Bofield had a great, sweet sound to me, like a jazz sound. But Phyllis Hyman, that was the girl. That was the girl. She sang from her soul. I hate to see the things that she went through, but she sang from the depths of her soul. Everything she lived, she sang.
Okay.
You said that, and I want to bring it back to this. This is totally different, but you said, the things that she went through. So what keeps you from going off? And a lot of musicians get into drugs and all kind of other things, and it takes them way off course. You know what I mean? And so even if you do fall into something, like what kept you guys from, going all the way and not getting caught up in the lifestyle and the fast life of the music industry? What kept you from going there? Because a lot of times, even these young people nowadays, they burnt. They on that lean. They on that. They on everything. They on pills. They on, and then they're like 22. You know what I mean? So what keeps you from going over the edge, even if you dabble?
I don't like the way it looks when you fall hard. I love life. I love the way it feels. I want to experience more. I don't want to cut it off short because of, an experience of drugs and alcohol and everything. I see what it looks like when people fall and it doesn't look good. And I don't want to look like that. I don't want to feel like that, so that's what keeps me from falling. I love music. I love creativity. And God gave us all this to, experience. Why just throw it away, you know, and as if it's not important? What he gave us is so valuable. It's so valuable. And I think about, when I think about the music industry, I know they use the youth 20 years old, 30 years old, and then they put it in your mind after 30, you're washed up. We want some more.
Right.
It's more life to live and experience and write music about. And we're still living and we're still growing older. It's so much more I want to experience. It's so much more life that I see. I don't have enough time in the day to do all the things that I want to do. It's a lot still to do. I don't want to throw it away on drugs or something that's in a bottle.
Absolutely.
Right,
You use a lot of great, like he just lost DMX. You know what I mean? He had a whole lot of things he was dealing with, but he was talented, he was gifted, he was, you know what I mean? But the drugs and the alcohol, man, that thing will grab you up and then addiction hits you, and that's that. So, you know, what would you say to, you know, those young people coming up, and that's so coolness? Because when you're in it, you know, you're tired, you're doing show after show, you want to get a little hit, you want to smoke a little this, drink a little that to keep you going. What would you say to either one of you to answer that? What would you say to any up and coming young artist about, you know, drugs and alcohol and you know, living the life but being successful in like the longevity of it? What would you say?
You gonna answer that?
No, go ahead.
Just the way I said, I see so many young kids that say, even if I can go as far as they want to be athletes, and they put all this time into practice, they put all this time into conditioning themselves and building themselves up to get that success that they dreamed about. I don't understand why you want to get it and just end it as soon as you get it. What was the whole point of conditioning yourself and building yourself up just to throw it away? None of it makes any sense to me. So I'm just saying, instead of jumping into the alcohol, get into the music, get into the business, get into helping other people develop and other people lasting long. And, you know, I don't want, you know, my heart goes out to those who, it looks like a sideshow and a cartoon. When, you know, people make fun of the youth, they get up there and they make a mockery of themselves, taking all the alcohol and drugs, and they're so high that they can't even function. I feel for them, because somebody needs to be there to groom them and show them how to do
mentorship.
Right. Yes.
Well, I think that's an easy answer for in that sense, but a lot of it is just from peer pressure and just not knowing, you know, how to, you know, it has a lot to do with parenting and family, family abuse. You know, you got mom and dad, because when we were coming, we had mom and dad, right? And now it's not to try to slight anybody or use that excuse, but the times are different, and the fathers are more cool now, and moms are cool, and they have a different perspective of life. Like, they're not going out there working hard. They going to the earring spot and the fingernail spot. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Dad's got his hat cool, his pants are hanging. You know, the dad is listening to the rap music, they smoking too. So how can you give somebody some structure when you don't have structure yourself? You know, so it's not to say that everybody is not good or they don't have, you know, it's just a lot of pressure all around because the world has changed now. Back in the day, the mother and father was together, and then you had to be home at a certain time. You had to do your homework. It was like structure. Everything was structured. You had to take the garbage out. These kids now, they don't have structure. You know what I'm saying? And then the parents is like, you know what? You know, hey, yeah, such and such, he mad now because see, we couldn't get mad at our parents because Mr. Bell.
So you got mad in secret. Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
You know,
we got mad. It was a secret. We just could have under breath.
And then you saying, all right, here's a guy who ain't never had no real money, and so now all of a sudden you're gonna give him $500,000. Now he's already been around, and the people was laughing at him. He had holes in his sneakers and all that stuff. Now he made it through. Thank God of that, right? Now he made it through. Now he got to go back on the block and let folks see what he got.
Yeah.
Because now he's on
all
a
that
different
stuff.
level. You know what I'm saying?
So do you
So it's
think the
hard.
responsibility, part of the responsibility should be, in the industry to teach once the person gets in, should that, I mean, you got BMI and ASCAP and they have all these workshops and everything else. Why don't they have money management workshops? Why don't they have, anything like that, to tell this? It was a young guy just got on, he was talking to a real estate guy. And the real estate guy was like, now you got all these cars, but they're gonna depreciate, and then what you gonna live in the car? But he was asking the guy, and he actually said, he was like, these other rappers don't tell us about real estate. They don't tell us about, these other things. And if you don't have parents, who else do you look towards? So is it a responsibility of those who are making it influential to, school these young guys and younger ladies?
Well,
is it responsibility or no?
Well, that's a good answer, but I mean, good question, but it's also easy again. So for example, let's just say me and my wife, we want to go and we're going to do a workstation, a
workshop or
work. Right.
Yeah.
I'm getting tongue twisted. Right. And we offer people some great things. So we get everything together. We put our paperwork together, boom. And now we don't have the money really to kind of really promote it properly. So we got to do it the best way we can, right? Who do you think really going to show up? People are not showing up because they don't appreciate that. Now, back in the day, you can do that and everybody was showing up.
Oh yeah, they wanted to know.
They want to know. Today, these kids, they don't want to know nothing. Now, let's say, okay.
They Google it. They Google it.
Yeah. I understand it. Right, exactly. So now let's just say, all right,
I think
let's say this. Let's say now, hey, we're gonna have a workshop and Kirk Franklin's gonna be there. Kirk Franklin, everybody and their mama's gonna be there because it's all about popularity. And so a lot of these people nowadays, if they don't really know you, they're gonna crack on you. You know, that you don't have a brand new car, and they car better than yours, they're not coming because they can't appreciate the start. Nobody wants to nobody wants to deal with a start. Everybody wants it instant. And that's the world we're living in too.
Right.
We living with instant everything, instant this, instant that, instant. So I mean, it's kind of hard changing people from what the world is teaching us, like my wife would say. And we have been grown to, I mean, we have been accepting, false hope from a lot of people, because people also ragged you up and they got you spending your money thinking you're going to join an organization. And so now they don't know who to trust anymore. So it's kind of hard to kind of say, ask that question because basically it's just an individual situation. I think everybody.
Preference. Okay.
Right. Okay. Sorry.
No. Yeah. Yes, it's a preference. If they want it, they'll ask for it, and if they don't,
right.
We'll keep find out the hard way.
Exactly.
And then not to knock anybody, but you have some of the record companies with contracts. Maybe these are some of the offers that they're going to give the children. I have to say children or the youth, cars and things that are flashy, up front. But in the back end, you're paying. You're not really receiving any great money. Who's going to groom you and teach you about the business? They don't want you to know too much about what you shouldn't know. So you come in blind, you stay blind, you see everything glittering, and you're just happy that you're there and you're going to think you're going to be there forever, but you're not learning anything. You're just in there for the limelight for the moment. But nobody's going to give them that type of workshop. Not to educate them so that they don't know when so that they will know that they're being cheated. No, nobody's going to teach them that on that. Not those record companies. I wouldn't think so.
They do it, but it's basically who you know, and they're not going to invite just anybody because it's the reality is they can't teach people who really come there to have a debate. It's like you got some people who just very argumentative about everything, and they want to come and outsmart you, and you're saying the basic, here's the basic thing you got to do. And people's like, yeah, but this would happen to me, and I tried that, and then they speak out of turn. It's so nobody really wants that anymore. That's why it's really hard even for this world, because we're not groomed to start to listen. We have, we have this greater opinion about everything, and we have to be the one who has to be seen and heard. And we looking for folks to look at us to, hey, well, such and such, and then they need that. Yeah. They need that. And basically it's really hard. It's just it's just like being a teacher. You're in school now teaching kids, and you want to say, you want to take the bad kids away and just have to teach the better kids, but that ain't gonna happen. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, the questions are great, but the reality is the same, because we're dealing with a different kind of horse of color now. It's really, nowadays it's just not as easy as it was before.
All right. So moving forward with some things, can you tell us what's coming up with New Jersey Connection? Do you guys have anything new or things to look for? Any tours coming up or?
Yeah. So right now we have a new record coming out. It's going to be released. It's called Respect Me, but it's going to be a new mix on that. Then we're going to be in the studio. Hopefully, if the Lord's willing, we're going to be in there this Friday. So we're doing a new song. We got a ballad we getting ready to do, because people don't know us from doing ballads. So we're doing a ballad, and that's what's going on. And we're just basically working on our schedule for 2022 in terms of where we're going to be, because it's a lot of places that we're going to be going to, but we just got to get in contact with the people. And because this coronavirus thing just really kind of knocked everything out, so people still are afraid to invest in us coming over, because they're like saying, look, we want to do it, but we got to make sure this thing is going to be over by 2022. So that's what I've been getting. So like right now we had a five nights tour, 5 different places, and it was canceled. And it was canceled because of the virus, So
that was supposed to be this year?
Yeah, June and July.
Oh, okay. So you did have something and they canceled it because of COVID.
Yeah, we had a couple other things, but it's canceled. So next year, and I wasn't going anyway. So
he was going.
No.
All right.
You
got any more things before we finish summing out, or if you got
I'm trying my best, because I can sit here and we can just throw barbs back at each other, talking about who we like, who is the greatest and stuff like that. But that's not why we're here. We were here to celebrate, New Jersey Connection, Mr. and Mrs. Saunders, and let the world know we have some new music coming out that's going to be great, and actually Resurgence to the Soul is coming back. I feel like a radio. Yeah, this is Big O coming from live WKTR live from, and I can do that. But let me know if you need me to do the background, like one of the raindrops, rain coming down and everything. I could do. Listen, I'm available. It's the summertime. I'm available. So just a little fee. Little fee. You know what I mean? Just little fee and everything. And don't let me find out you got a COVID song. My girl do me wrong because it's COVID going on. Like, don't put them lyrics in there, because I'm already looking at you sideways.
I can't.
I'm already looking at you, because now you're talking about you get inspiration from everything. And we already seen you got a fine woman. So,
him sleep on the moon.
Yeah. I already see you now. I already see. Yeah. So we gonna keep right. And you keep an eye on him in Brazil, because I know his type. He's from Newark. You can't.
They're both from Newark.
She's from Newark too, bro.
Oh, so she'll cut you. All right. Oh, she'll cut you, bro. I'm sorry to tell you, bro. She will cut you. They don't play that.
She will cut you.
She'll cut you deep.
She'll pray for you.
She'll cut you deep. All right. So listen. Yeah. Got you. So this has been a fabulous edition of KROSS BARZ. We're here with the original New Jersey Connection.
Yes.
Mr. and Mrs. Eddie Saunders. Yeah, so we about to get out of here. You know, last words from Jay Tanae. You take it away.
Hey, do you guys have anything you want to say before we go? We really, really appreciate you guys joining us on KROSS BARZ. Definitely been experienced. Anything before we take it away?
Well, I do, but I always end up talking. So my wife's going to do the talking again. Okay, so you're going to close us out. Okay. Yeah.
Sound like, oh, like you go.
I want to say I appreciate this platform. KROSS BARZ, I really appreciate you. I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited that you invited us and just the fun with both of you guys. I thought the night was great, and I think I'm looking forward to the success of KROSS BARZ.
All right.
All right. Listen, I get used to that. I'm still ain't going to Brazil. I'm telling you.
Hey man,
I know he's way braver than me.
Could you put him in the room?
No.
Put me in the room. You put me in the room. Oh, don't you
let him carry.
Let me find out you got the sequence. I know what y'all doing.
He's the type of guy that'll give me a hard time.
Yeah, definitely. I'll be in there trying to get the
I'll be like, look, a big old, we gotta do
he
something.
He need to carry the congas.
Why are we doing that? You gotta do that.
And the symbol.
Who you gonna bring?
I'll be on the side of the stage, licking my lips at people.
Oh my God. All right. So we have thank you guys so much for being on KROSS BARZ.
You barely got your job.
All right, we gotta get out of here. You know they'll start fighting on camera. They'll fight on camera. I'm telling you, they'll fight on camera.
Got that right.
We gonna get clean up out of here because he from Avon Avenue too. Okay, all right. So KROSS BARZ, we signing out.
And she used to live right down the street from me.
Oh, for real?
Avon that road.
Okay, all right.
Avon Avenue Terrace, Weekway High School. Come on.
Weekway in the
South side.
South side. Wait a minute, that school, they tore that school down, right? South side?
No.
It's still there?
Shabazz, they just
Shabazz, okay. I was about to say, like, I'm kind of, I got you. Yeah, so with all that being said, ladies and
gentlemen. That was good because I got to get you on that.
Get me.
I got to get you. Yeah, see, when I check this out, when I said South Side, you said they tore that school down. Then she said Shabazz. Then you said, oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You didn't know
you didn't know the history.
You didn't know the history.
That's what I'm trying. I didn't know the history.
But I'm going back to the song, when we talk about the different singers, and I was talking about my man.
Listen now.
I'll tell you.
Listen now. Listen, I'm telling you, remember I told you I was corny and they feel bad? I didn't tell you how I got cool. I went back to my collection and I started listening to old songs and I started saying them. I just started singing words to them. Girl, can you woo, woo, woo? You know, listen, it just range different. No, right. That wasn't
Thank you all for coming to KROSS BARZ. It has been wonderful. Shout out. We love you. Next time, thank you. Hopefully we'll see you again when you go on tour. New songs coming out. Look for a New Jersey Connection. You can find you on Facebook, right? We can find you guys on Facebook.
Yes.
And all right. And Big O said, don't say that because that's the old folks don't.
Yeah, he get Instagram. He said he going to ramp up his Instagram.
And they got Instagram too.
They got on Instagram too. That's right.
Oh, you're a troublemaker. You're a troublemaker, brother.
No.
All right. KROSS BARZ signing out to you. Peace.
Thank you.